Hey everyone, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And welcome back to another color class. And today we're talking your best red. Red isn't just, what we're wearing, the best red to what we're wearing. No, lip color is also a red that we need to consider. Blush colors is a red-based pigment that we need to consider.
Nail enamel.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
So there's so many different red aspects in our life that this will be overall useful for when determining what color to buy.
Now, we're not going to tell you what color to buy. We're going to show you how to find your harmonious palette.
But before we show you our fun graphics, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We need you because we have a challenge for our 2-month anniversary to hit 5K subscribers. So if you want to share the video, if you want to comment, liking, all of those things helps us out. So jumping into our first image, we have a winter and a summer.
We do. And basically, we're going to show you by characteristic how the seasons work with each other. And for those of you who don't really know the 4 seasons system, don't worry about it because you'll know it by the time we're done. So winters typically are high chroma and they're cool. Now, what do I mean by high chroma? I mean intensity of color. You want a great amount of high intensity of color, and our winters typically are high contrast, which enables you to wear that rich kind of in-your-face color without looking unbalanced. On the other hand, summers are cool and they're low chroma. So we don't have a lot of, I'm a summer, we don't have a lot of contrast. If you were to take a black and white photo of me, it would kind of all be the same color. Or if you kind of blurred your eyes and looked at me kind of hazy, I'd be the same color, my hair, my skin, my eyes. I don't have anything that's popping out on me. Winters, you see a lot of contrast between your hair, between your skin tone, and that's the difference. 2 cool seasons, but high chroma and low chroma. Now, we have a cool season and a warm season. The cool season, we've been all around this. High chroma, she's cool, lots of contrast. On the autumn, which is the new photo, we have low chroma, not a lot of contrast. I mean, if you took her picture in black and white, a lot of it would kind of blend together. Not quite the kind of contrast that we're looking at with the winter. And the way they both differ dramatically is the winter is cool and the autumn is in the warm family. Now we have spring and summer. And this is kind of a cool comparison because you can have blondes. Blondes can be springs, blondes can be summers. The difference is on the spring side, they're warm. They have red or gold highlights, their hair is warm, skin tone may be a little warmer. And of course, we talked about the summer, she's cool, and low chroma. With the warm category, with spring, their best colors are high contrast, or put a different way, we call springs bright. Now we have 2 warm seasons side by side. You recognize the autumn, low chroma, not a lot of contrast, and we have the spring next to her, she's bright. And the colors that we're choosing should reflect the bright. It should also reflect the low chroma. High chroma, low chroma, warm and warm. We've set up these reds by hair color to make it very easy and to show you that what you're trying to achieve at all times is color harmony. I mean, that's the bottom line. Some people will say to us, well, is it the person's natural hair color versus their dyed hair color? Is it, how do you look at the hair? We look at the hair the way we look at you. If you're standing in front of us and your hair is red, whether it's dyed or natural, you have to have color harmony with that red hair. So that red hair that you now have is included in our equation. The only time it's not included is when your client has asked you to tell her what color to dye her hair. And then you can build your analysis off of their natural color rather than their dyed color. And then you can give them a good analysis and try to get them into a color that, might represent a change. If your hair is natural in this category, or if it's dyed, it still works. These reds still work for you. Warm brown hair, it could be anything from medium to deep with red or gold in the hair. It could be red or gold highlights, or it could be a red or gold cast. And that has to be fairly significant. So when if you were describing that hair color, you would call it like a honey brown, or
copper,
golden brown, or red brown.
Cowboy copper, trendy right now.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so what happens in order for you to achieve color harmony with your hair, you have to choose reds that are harmonious with your hair. And so what we're showing you here, and you may say, well, this don't look like red per se. They're in the red family, and they're comprised of red, but they're red plus a little bit of your warm brown hair color added to make it harmonious and make it of a piece. Here we show golden blonde. Now remember what we said about springs and that they were bright? We're looking at the red family. Granted, it does move into melons a little bit, but bright versions of this color so that there's balance. There's still harmony from the hair to the color in the outer ring, but there's balance too, because if your hair is bright and the red that you pick, say for your lipstick, for your blush, for your clothing, is not bright, then what's going to happen? You're going to look brassy. And so you want to keep balance as part of what you're thinking about, as well as harmony. This time, I played with a category. Technically, strawberry blonde falls into the spring season, but we've gotten so many comments about people who are in between seasons that I wanted to do this to show you that once you learn the rules, once you know what to do, you're going to be able to make minute changes, nuances that are going to customize everything you do in terms of color for you. And here's an example of how, remember, what we're trying to do is create harmony. We've taken these reds, we've added a little bit of the hair color into every red on this color wheel, and ended up with a harmonious group of colors that go with the strawberry blonde. Now you'll notice that this particular, the strawberry blonde, is a little closer to autumn than the earlier golden blonde that I showed you. And at the end of this video, we're going to see all of these knocked up against each other so that you'll see what happened, nuance-wise, from the palest of silvers to the deepest blacks. Now we're talking cool blonde. If you have no red or gold highlights and your hair is medium to light, the lightest possible color, this would be something that would work for you in terms of reds. They're a little bit softer, they're muted, and they look like a little bit of the hair color has been added into the red in order to take it to this place. We come to cool brown and black hair. If your hair is medium to deep and you have 0 red or gold highlights, then this is the chart for you. One way to think about it is if your hair glints kind of golden, you might not be this cool and deep color. If your hair glints blue, like the reflection is a little blue, then this is the shade for you. Notice there is lots of contrast here, and the colors are pure. They're not softened down. They're not muted. They are as vibrant as they can be. And the reason that we're doing that is because if you have black hair, likely you are a high contrast individual, and you can wear and pull off higher contrast colors. So since all these charts are done by hair color, at this point in time, you don't have to worry about getting into a season. Just pick your hair color and enjoy. Eventually, we'll get you into a season, and we're going to talk a little bit about that with our next chart. Now, one of the reasons why I like doing this is because it shows you from hair color to hair color. I mean, it makes it so obvious what we've done here. You know, we've gone from the bright, we've gone to a kind of a warmer bright, transition between the golden blonde and the warm brown, and we've done your cool colors. We've done a muted version of the cool colors, which is the red plus gray, or the color plus gray, and the cool brown and black, which is the highest intensity, pure, as vibrant as it can be. Now, speaking of gray, those of you who are like me, who have gray hair, you fall into two of these categories: the cool blonde and the cool brown or black. But we have to make a distinction between your kind of gray. If you have salt and pepper gray, and what I mean by that is absolute black strands and absolute white strands, and it looks like salt and pepper, you will be able to do the most high contrast chart, the cool brown and black. And I mentioned always looking for harmony and links between color, our own coloring, and the coloring that we choose. For salt and pepper, in the Four Seasons color analysis world, that makes you a winter. And what's cool about that is the winter palette, two of your best colors are not colors. You can wear black beautifully, and you can wear pure white beautifully. And if you're salt and pepper, you got that going on in your head too. For the people who don't have the salt and pepper, if your gray is like mine, if it's grayish, somebody says, what color is their hair? Oh, it's grayish. You are most likely going to fit into this cool blonde category, because there's no group of the hair in our head that is pure black. It's now, like depending on what you were before you turned gray, you're some blend of that. And as far as transition goes, notice that some of these, like for example, we have a lot of people who used to be autumns and they are now summers. I can't tell you how many comments we get for autumns who've transitioned as their hair is grayed into summer. And what I want you to notice is, look what happens to your reds. And if you know this in advance, if you understand this, you'll be able to work through your transition, just edging a little bit in that direction so that you go from one to the other without having that awkward time in the middle where you feel like you're in something wrong. You'll always have harmonious choices.
So I love being able to have not only a beginner-friendly guide, but also a transitional guide at the same time. And these we will make available on our Facebook page, Color Class Inc., where you can download these guides just to keep with you at all times.
And even you seasoned color analysis gurus out there, this guide is helpful. Because if you're doing a makeover and you need to pull a quick color for a lipstick or a blush.
Absolutely. So don't forget, we do have our goal of 5K subscribers by our 2-month anniversary. So please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you want to share with your friends, we would absolutely love it. So thank you again. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another Color Class, and we'll see you in our next video.